starting things off with the gatekeeper. I call him the
Cone head.
The stone cold killer. Curious, because he always looks emotionless in the booth. And I said this about him for years, and my favorite moment was when he said in an interview that he always looks angry in the booth. He always looks really focused. It's because from the moment he walks into that booth, the moment he sits down in that chair, he puts all of his emotions to the side. He doesn't think about happiness, sadness, win or lose. He's just like, I'm playing my game. I'm doing that. That's what I'm focusing on here. My build, my opponent, his movements, my movements. Emotion doesn't come into this.
Yeah, that's a very important. Maybe, once upon a time, back when he was a rookie, he was a very nervous player, and he's like, I got to get rid of that right away. And maybe this is kind of the style he's jumped into. But here we got MyuNgSik. He's got that downwards purple arrow. He's got a pretty big losing streak as well. Hasn't made the biggest splash here in Pro League, but again, a very strong player. I just feel like he's faced a lot of very strong players, hasn't really had his time to shine here, especially in Pro League.
It was a great sniper Protoss for KT Rolster. Then became one of the star players for Prime, honestly. Again, a 5-11 ratio was much worse. It's actually much worse than what he started out with because he's on that losing streak, as you could see. So he had a pretty solid ratio before that. He's the master of Phoenixes, loves his Phoenix play. We're going into a very big map that he's going to have to play this PvZ on against Curious. We're going on to Deadwing. So cross spawn's probably what Curious wants here. It's time, guys. Let's find out if MyuNgSik can bring it back. Force that ace match.
Up here in the top left in the red, the Zerg player here for StarTale. It is Curious.
The gatekeeper. There's a Curious fan right there. Nice little Hydra drawing. And cross spawns across the map. It's MyuNgSik playing for Prime. The new MKP, otherwise known as the Ace here. MyuNgSik Prime.
Could be.
Could be. Yoda looking pretty solid, too. Don't forget. That was pretty impressive. We saw earlier.
Really can't wait to see more of his games as well.
You know, these IM players, I wanted to talk about this earlier, and I'll continue to do so unless we have some crazy build over here because we're cross spawns on this map. One of the reasons why I feel like we see IM players fielded first and last is because Hirai, the old IM coach, actually loved to switch up the order of his players a lot. He was actually heavily criticized in Korea for picking player orders rather than picking players for the maps or picking players for their opponents who they would expect to see in GSTL in the all-kill format. But Hirai really loved to actually choose orders for his players and force his players to play first, second, third, and fourth and switch them around a lot. And that's, I think, part of the reason why we see, for example, Yoda, a former IM player, coming out first, even though it's his very first time playing in Pro League. He's familiar playing first in these high-stakes matches, in these really intense matches. Even in the all-kill format, then you've got a player like Curious who comes out last, and Curious loves to be the anchor for IM. We've seen that a lot in the past. I'm just bringing this old GSTL knowledge and reference into this as to why you guys might be wondering about perhaps the order of these players. So even though IM is no longer part of Pro League, you can see this little remnants of Hirai's decision-making and the confidence that these players can play in all sorts of positions. This is more about Yoda coming out first and Curious coming last, but we did see Curious a lot last for Incredible Miracle.
Yeah. Bringing the knowledge of the old days, Wolf. Thank you.
So here we have a Nexus first into Gateway and a double hatch before Pool. Common builds for the map, especially considering there's a 50-50 chance they're going to be cross spawns, at which case the rush distance is incredibly far.
Yeah. Longest rush distance here, so probably going to have a bit of a longer game. Would not be surprised to see even maybe MyuNgSik go into that Phoenix style that he so loves. Loves to play air, cut down those distances by some fast-moving air units.
That's what he likes to do. Well, they both scout wrong, and already, after scouting wrong, he's going to hide the probe here, meaning that we may see, in fact, proxy Stargate. Wouldn't be surprising. MyuNgSik loving his all-ins, loving his airplay.
That he does.
And no drone scout follow-up from Curious. After scouting incorrectly, he knows that if he were going to be cannon rushed, it probably would have happened by now. and is just content to get his third base up and play normally from there.
As greedy as possible. No scout, double hats before pool, no gas. He's getting drones. It's all he wants, getting as much mining as possible. He's trying to macro up and get a big lead here.
Look at this timing, by the way. Perfect timing for that Stargate. The pylon and everything lining up beautifully there from MyuNgSik. Very well practiced for the map.
Just like, I believe, Hero, right? A little bit earlier on.
Yep.
Showed some of that precise timing. Really cool to see that. Some really nicely practiced builds here out of the players today. See this Stalker actually chrono boosted out here. May just want to poke at the front at the same time as getting some of these air units, probably oracles to the base of Curious. Try to do that harass damage. Try to cut back on the greedy economy play of Curious.
Queens are going to be ready in time, but no spores. And with only one queen at each base, you can usually get at least 4 kills on your oracle. That's kind of a decent amount of damage that first oracle will do when proxied like this. Oh, he misses the shot!
No.
Oh, missing that shot cost him big. That Ling is going to go all the way around here, and he sees everything. He's already got an Overlord at the main, and seeing nothing here is going to cause him probably to make Spore Crawlers. Let's see. He makes a bunch of drones. Sees no tech. Keep an eye on that production tab. Is he going to add the spores? He's adding Lings. That's going to give him some extra safety, but still no spores.
What is
and
this?
What?
What is up with MyuNgSik, man? He's just doing these crazy builds. We got Oracles and this Robo facility, which, you know, could definitely be for those Immortals coming out really fast.
I think it might be for a Warp Prism and a follow-up aggression by Gateways, but let's wait and see. All right, let's see if he can get 4. If he gets 4, definitely worth it.
Gets more than 4, even going up to 5 and 6 here. Gonna get away with no health damage being taken, actually.
Yeah, the Queen was on the wrong side of the hatchery to defend this. He actually targets down now to 10.
This is actually doing too much damage. He's got to get those Queens in position. Already 10 kills going down here. And all that greed that he put into just getting out drones as fast as possible was pretty much taken away by that proxy Stargate.
Well, your gut feeling about the Immortal is absolutely correct, Brendan. The Immortal is on the way at that proxied robotics, and he's got it very well hidden. So basically the plan here is a 1-2 punch. The first step is to damage the economy, so Curious has to focus on rebuilding that. And while he's rebuilding that, he doesn't have a lot of army units, of course. And then the second part of the attack comes in, where Curious doesn't have enough resources to make an army and make his drones back to, so he's kind of a bit off kilter. It's that tempo play, and then boom, the Immortal all-in hits. Doesn't even have to be an all-in, just an aggressive attack. It could do a lot of damage and potentially end the game.
Yeah, and you know what? He's making a lot of sentries here, as well as that Warp Prism for the follow-up. So maybe just a drop here. Just try to put on that aggressive kind of harassment in the bases here. And in the meantime, Curious back at home. He's finally getting that Zergling speed. And a couple of Evo Chambers down to get those upgrades on the way here. He's actually going to miss the Stargate up on that ramp. Really nice position there. And look at this. 3 more gates. This is like...
super all-in. He might even cancel the Nexus. Could be an empty third like we've seen in the past as well, but let's see how he decides to play this. If he cancels the Nexus, he has 400 more minerals to use in the attack. And the gates are also put in such a cool location. I really like that because it blocks the Robo from getting sniped as well. If the Lings went over there and scouted it, you wouldn't be able to kill it.
This is pretty crazy. I think you're definitely right about that empty Nexus. Only 47 probes here. He's making a ton of sentries. These 3 gateways going to power up now. Even an Observer in this mix.
Yeah, because of, you know, potential burrowed roaches that could give him a problem with the attack. Warp Prism is carrying those Immortals. And this is such a scary attack. Curious has on the map right now only 20 Zerglings, not a single Roach. The Roach Warren isn't even done yet. And this is a big problem. He has Ling's speed. That's going to help him out quite a bit. And he wants to follow this Warp Prism and prevent the Immortals from dropping. Of course, not going to happen with this many sentries here. All the gates are done. He has a ton of Warp Gates here. And now are even pushing that creep back with the Oracle.
This is really hard to stomach right now for Curious fans, actually. He's only making 11 Roaches on the way here, but already 2 Immortals out on the map. He just now got his Roach Warren, actually. It's super late. And I don't know, this is just a really, really strong army from MyuNgSik. I think Curious is totally caught off guard by this.
Well, those 11 Roaches are way too late. They're going to pop out and die after these Roaches die. Curious is looking like a dead man walking right now. His Lings aren't able to come over here and do anything. There's so much Force energy left. We haven't even seen the beginning of this energy running out.
Even the Oracle in here?
Yep, extra damage. Why not? 3, 4 Force Fields trapping those Roaches, putting them in a ring there, and he's just going to kill this Nexus and win the game. This game is already over. Very well orchestrated all in here by MyuNgSik. He's already making more of a name of himself for doing these crazy all-ins on these big maps. Time Warp goes down, and this is going to seal the deal here. Curious will fall.
The two Immortals in the back did not even get poked, man. It just totally protected the entire time. Curious caught with his pants down right now. And this is going to force an ace match, actually.
It certainly is, Valdez. GG. 2 ace matches back-to-back. MyuNgSik with the all-in.
Makes it look easy.
All right, we only have time to celebrate this. We don't have time to talk about this. We need to talk about who are they going to pick and why. The map is King Sejong Station. Do you think Yoda? Do you think Korea? Or do you think MyuNgSik for Prime?
I actually, well,
because I'm pretty sure we're going to see Life.
I think we're going to see Life, almost 100% here. And who would be the best pick? We saw Yoda do pretty well against Terran, but not so sure about his versus Z. He did go down in the fight before Christmas to Solar in a best of 7. He went down 3-4, just barely losing that one.
Yeah, good stat to bring up.
Who else? I mean, Creator definitely not. He cannot come out against Life. I don't think that's remotely possible. They may use him because they have so many times in the past, but I mean, just the way he was playing today against Lenok and his history of bad PVZs, I don't like him coming out at all. I don't. You know what? I think we're probably going to see Yoda here.
I think so too. I like the Yoda pick a lot. If they use MyuNgSik, I wouldn't be too surprised, considering they're probably expecting to play against a Zerg and to play 2 of the same matchup back-to-back. He's probably got a build planned if they're thinking it was going to go to the 4th game. And looking at the lineup today, if you're thinking you're going to the 4th game, you're thinking you're going to the ace match. You're not thinking you're winning on that 4th game, right?
Oh, yeah.
For Prime, I mean, let's put this in a very reasonable, way of thinking. I mean, I think MyuNgSik might have prepared for King Sejong. I think it's going to be either him or Yoda. And if they use anyone else but Life, I feel like we could see Bomber as well.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but I don't know. If I was the coach in this one, I'd definitely send out Life. Bomber